All right, a little drive time football, 1960 AFL. I was playing this months ago and took a break working on other stuff, so I thought I'd get back to it. This is week two. Remember, I'm using a original schedule for the 1960 AFL. It is not the original schedule, so I'm not replaying so much the schedule as I've made my own schedule. So Boston at Buffalo, and let's go ahead and flip the coin for the coin toss. Boston will call heads, and it is tails. So Buffalo is going to take the ball. We'll start off here with Buffalo. The opening drive. Buffalo does not have a kick return touchdown, so we go straight to work as Buffalo takes the ball. Buffalo is owned by Ralph Wilson, coached by Buster Ramsey. We are at War Memorial Stadium. Quarterback's Johnny Green. Halfback is Wilmer Dowler. And Ray Carlton, fullback's a stud. On defense, left end is Tom Reichluck. These are the top players. Dan Chamberlain, right end. And Albert Dubinion is the, what am I saying? This is the receivers. Left end is Tom Reichluck. Right end is Dan Chamberlain. And the flanker is Albert Dubinion. So that's my starting offense for any key plays. Punter here was Billy Adkins. The kick return was Joe Kolbacki. Place kicker was Billy Adkins, and punt returner was Joe Kolbacki. Again, that's just for my information. These were the guys that had interceptions for the team, just for box score stuff. But I just like to have that data in front of me. Here we go. Buffalo's first drive of the game is going to be defense. So Patriot defense shows up 3. It's going to be an interception. So Boston proceeds to pick it off, and I'll roll for this. It's going to be Gino Cappelletti, their stud. So it's going to be Buffalo picked off. So Green intercepted by Cappelletti. He was a stud. Gino Cappelletti with an interception. Let's see what he can do with it. They do return the interception for a touchdown on 3 and 11. No, they will not return it for a touchdown. But Boston on the road secures a interception, slowing down Buffalo. Here we go. This Buffalo team was okay. They're about even, 5-8-1 and 5-9 Boston. So this is anyone's game, to be honest. All right, Boston. They're going to end up on offense 6. It's red zone. So Boston drives down into the red zone. And they're going to get a touchdown run. And that touchdown run will come from Dick Christie, Alvin Filler, or Ron Burton. I'm going to roll. And it's going to be Alan Miller. So Boston's going to score Miller with a TD run. The extra point here is good. PAT. And they have turned an interception into a touchdown. Buffalo receives the kickoff. Again, they have no kick return for a touchdown, so we move on. And Buffalo's second drive of the game is going to be defense 9. This time defense, again, fumble. The fumble we're going to give to Johnny Green. So QB, so Green has had 2 turnovers, an interception, and now a fumble lost. Boston scoops this up. Can they take a fumble back for a touchdown? Yes, they can. Boston scoops up the fumble. And, almost takes it to the house on a snake eyes. Very close. But Boston with 2 turnovers in the first 2 takeaways in the first 2 drives. Boston takes over, and they go on offense, and they're going to get a fumble themselves. So they're going to cough it up. And who coughs it up for them? Their quarterback. So Songin coughs it up. Fumble lost. Again, generally, a lot of fumbles were credited to quarterbacks in reality because if they pitched the ball and it was dropped, it was generally on the quarterback. Fumbled snaps, and of course, when you're hit in the pocket, balls generally come loose. So quarterbacks generally lead. So it just so happens I rolled 2 quarterback fumbles. The owner here is Billy Sullivan, Coach Lou Saban. They're on the road here. Butch Songin is the quarterback. Dick Christie, Alan Miller, and Ron Burton are the halfbacks. Jim Colclaw, Oscar Lofton, and Thomas Stevens are the receivers. Their punter is Tom I can't read my own. Green, Tom Green, Dick Christie, kick returner. Billy Wells is punt returner, and place kicker Gino Capoletti. All right, Boston has fumbled the ball away, and Buffalo. Let's go ahead and roll to see if Buffalo gets their extra drive. Will they get their extra drive? 2-12. So yes, they do. I don't have to roll. Buffalo will get their extra drive, and they need it because they're down 7-0 in the first here. And 12, it's going to be a turnover on downs. So they drive down close enough that they're in no man's land. They decide against the field goal. Unfortunately, they're stuck right there, and Boston gets their extra drive. So we go right to work and don't need to roll. Boston takes over after a turnover on downs. It's going to be defense 8. It's going to be red zone. So Buffalo relinquishes a red zone drive. And here we go. Let's roll for the defense 9. 9 is a TD run. So there you have it. Boston punches it in again. And it's going to be Alan Miller again. So Miller, second run touchdown of the day. Extra point here is, good. PAT, and that's technically a turnover on down. It was a turnover, points off turnover due to turnover on downs. But okay, so the first quarter's in the books, and holy cow, folks, Boston is laying the lumber to Buffalo on the road, 14-0. Buffalo's had technically 3 turnovers in the first quarter: an interception, a fumble, and then a turnover on downs. All right, Buffalo starts the second quarter. They've got to start turning it on here. 1960 AFL was very exciting compared to what... there were enough changes in the game, and it was more wide open, that it was a stark contrast. It may not seem like it now, but back then it was a stark contrast to what the NFL was doing in a number of ways. 2, it's going to be a punt. So Buffalo's going to punt the ball. Boston gets the ball. They do not have a punt return touchdown. And Boston against this defense, 8. It's going to be a red zone drive again. So Buffalo relinquishes another red zone drive. This one is a touchdown run. So Boston, again, going to punch it in on a run, and it's going to be Ron Burton. And right now, Buffalo fans unhappy with the quality of play by their hometown Buffalo Bills. And it will be a good PAT. Holy cow, Buffalo is hurting. 21-0. Boston taking it to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's drive is offense. 10. It's going to be another punt. Boston, no punt return, so we go right to work on offense. It's going to be defense 5. That's going to be a punt. So Buffalo finally holds the fans here in Buffalo on their feet, as that's what they need to see, that defense start to play with them. Buffalo's final possession. Let's roll end of half. End of half. Nope. So Buffalo's going to get that 12th or that 6th drive. Defense. It's going to be defense 5. It's going to be a red zone trip. Boston, their red zone defense, going to give up a field goal. So Buffalo place kicker Billy Atkins finally going to get them on the board with a field goal. Boston end of half roll here. Nope, they're going to get their final drive is Boston. Defense 6, going to be an interception. Boston. It's going to be Songen. Intercepted. And again, I like to roll to see who here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kennard is going to pick this off. And more importantly, do they take it to the house? They get an interception return on 2 and 3. No. And that's going to end the half, folks. Can you believe it? Boston scored another touchdown. Buffalo finally gets on the board with a field goal, 21-3 at halftime in this Week 2 contest between 2 Eastern teams, Boston and Buffalo. Last week, Buffalo lost to Houston. Boston beat New York. So if Boston wins this, they're going to be 2-0 on this in this early going of the 1960 AFL season using drive time football. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reverse the order here. I'm not going to do it in the same way that he recommends for drama. The kickoff now will be Boston's to receive, so I do it in the orders if they kicked off the ball. Boston does not have a kick return, so here we go. They're going to open up the second half up by 18, up by Yeah, 18 points. And offense 8 is going to be a punt. So Boston forced a punt. Fans in Buffalo excited to see their team ready in the second half. No punt return for Buffalo. Buffalo goes on defense. 7 is going to be a punt. So both defenses playing a little better here in the second half. Boston goes to work, and it's a red zone attempt. Holy cow. Sandwiched between fumbles. They get it into the red zone. And 5 is going to be a missed field goal. No way. Cappelletti with a missed field goal attempt. That's sad. Buffalo with a chance to make up ground here after that missed field goal. Defense 10 is going to be a punt. Boston forces yet another punt. All right, final drive of the third for Boston. Let's see what they do. And they're going to go offense 6, which is a red zone attempt. They get down inside. Boston could put the game away just about here. 9. That is a touchdown run. This one is Dick Christie. Beautiful. Christie, TD run. That makes complete sense, as he was probably their best, one of their best backs. And 10, they're going to make the PAT. Buffalo's final drive. Let's see here. 1, 2. Yep, final drive of the third quarter. They're down 24-3. And 3, they're going to get a fumble. They cough it up. Who coughs it up for them? It's going to be Green, the quarterback, with yet a third turnover. Fumble lost, and that's going to wrap up that quarter. Man, Cappelletti misses a field goal for Boston. However, Boston gets a touchdown from Christie. It is that right? Yep. Damn, and Buffalo shut out again. So it is 28-3. Hometown Buffalo, as the fans here in Buffalo, not accustomed to having their own their own professional football team, they're going to stay through to the bitter end of this contest. Many of these Buffalo fans excited to have a professional football team in Western New York, so they're going to stay. But here we go, man, a fumble loss, giving Boston in the fourth quarter the first possession, and here we go. Boston's going to run this up, I think. Defense 3 is going to be a punt. No, Buffalo forces a punt. Buffalo takes over. What can they do? Buffalo's going to go offense 7. It's going to be red zone trip, so Buffalo with an opportunity in the red zone. It's going to go 10. It's going to be a TD pass. Holy damn. So Green rolls to the right. TD pass 2, and then I like to roll for these guys. 1, 2, to Carlton out of the backfield to the fullback. Big fullback gets it. Extra point is good. PAT. And to hometown fans' delight, they're getting thumped, but Buffalo at least has fight in them as they get a touchdown here in the fourth. Boston goes to work. And offense 5 is going to be a red zone drive for Boston. And then Boston's going to wrap this up with a TD pass of their own. Songen matches him, says not to be outdone by the hometown quarterback. Songen's going to throw a TD pass to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Oscar Lofton. To Lofton. And the PAT for these guys is good. And holy cow, folks, we're almost done with this game, but there's no way Buffalo's coming back. Buffalo's, let's see here, 1, 2, yeah, they have one more drive. Defense 8 is going to be a punt. Boston gets the punt, chance to wrap up everything here. Offense 12 is going to be a turnover on downs with a chance at a safety, 1 or 2, and Buffalo will record a safety. No, dang, that's too bad. That would have been nice. Boston with a punt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got end of. Okay, we're checking for end of game for Buffalo. Does Buffalo have end of game? They do. So we're going to put here Buff. End of game. Boston, I don't have to check. I'm not going to check, as Boston is in the lead here. So Buffalo gets a touchdown. Songen throws a touchdown pass, and then we end up running out of time. Let's see here. 35-10. Boston goes to 2-0. Buffalo lost in Houston. Buffalo falls to 0-2 in our 1960 AFL season play. I won't call it a replay because I'm not using the original schedule. I'm not going to track actual perfect scoring. I mean, I'm going to play the game appropriately, but I'm not going to worry about whether I get the right amount of touchdowns, etc., for every player that had them. But there you have it, folks. Boston thumps in drive time football. Very, very cool. Anyway, this has been Coffee and Football with Jason, and I will be back. I've been wanting to play basketball, but I need score sheets, so I'm waiting to pick up score sheets from my local printer, and then I'll be playing some baseline basketball on the channel as well, because this I absolutely love. Baseline, but I love them both, but this is just for my 2 cents. This is the best tabletop basketball game available right now. Period. I like mine a lot, but for a game that uses historical teams and accuracy, love baseline basketball. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.